Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't done a solo one in a while, so I'm really looking forward to actually just diving deep with you guys today. I'm gonna get straight into it because I really want to nail this home for you guys. I'm gonna show you how to create the life of your fucking dreams, and that is a big call. And please follow through to the end of this and I will deliver on that promise, okay? I'll give you the fundamental framework of what it is that you guys need to do if you want to create that. If you don't and you're happy, or maybe you're already living the life of your dream, then congratulations. Or if you're just happy kind of just going day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, then this is certainly not the podcast for you, my friend. So if you're watching on YouTube, guys, I would highly recommend it because I will share my screen during this conversation. So if you do have the opportunity to jump off maybe how you're watching it right now and jump onto YouTube, highly recommend it because I just will show a bit of my screen, which will make a little bit more sense for you guys. But I will be able to get the value across without the video regardless, guys. But first things first, to create the life of your dream, ladies and gentlemen, you need to figure out who you are. You need to figure out what you love and figure out what an incredible life looks like to you. So this is the time where I will share my screen. I'm only going to share it at the start and then we'll chat from there. So for the guys that are watching, you can hopefully see my screen. Now, the key is, and this is the challenge that most people face when they set goals, is they set goals that are not long term and they're not truly aligned with who they are. They set goals based on other people's opinions, based on what they see on social media, based on what other people are doing, based on feeling inadequate, trying to have materialistic things to impress others that they don't care about, and they're genuinely not fucking aligned with what they are, of who they are, sorry. So key is when setting goals and when creating a life of your dream, and essentially that's just one big goal, right? It's just that's the goal you want to achieve, is you got to really get clear on who you are. And sounds pretty simple, right? But get clear on who you authentically are. What do you fucking love? So for the guys that are looking at my screen right now, you can see on the screen it says the correct flow of goal setting. Now, for the guys listening along, it goes purpose at the top. Then down from that, it goes mission, vision. And from that, it goes values. And then below that, it goes outcomes. And that right there is the correct flow of goal setting as such. And if you go one further as well, I break that down into even further components where it goes annual goals, quarterly, weekly, then daily outcomes. Excuse me. And that's where you're able to really break down those really big picture goals, chunk them down to such a bite-sized piece that it's super achievable. Like, I think Tony Robbins is the one that really coined that chunking phrase. I'm sure he got that from someone else anyways, but it's like, how do you eat the whale at once? You can't. You bite it, you chunk it down. You chunk it down into bite-sized pieces. So back to the start of this. That's all I really wanted to share, to be honest, with you guys watching along. I won't share my screen too much more, but besides that, what you really want to get clear on, guys, is who are you? And that comes down to asking questions. It starts to, and when I work with clients, I really get clear on what their values are. Like, what are your intrinsic values? Now, I've got a video on YouTube as well. If you want to go check it out, I'll let you walk it through there. Go to my channel and just type in Lewis Huxtep to turn your values. It's right there. So it goes through and it asks questions. What do you spend your time thinking about? What do you spend your time talking about? What do you read and what do you study, research, and read about? What areas of your life are you most organized in? What do you visualize the most? What inspires you most in life? What do you spend your money on? What makes you most fulfilled in life? What do you enjoy doing in your free time? What goals have you consistently focused on throughout your life? And within those answers, you will decipher and cut down to between 5 to 7 values. And those values are not respect, honesty, loyalty, freedom, none of that. Those are social idealisms and personality traits. And everyone's honest. Everyone's a liar too. Everyone's mean, but everyone's nice. Everyone's hateful. Everyone's sweet. Like, we have duality. We experience all traits, and that's the part where some people say, "Oh, a high value of mine is respect," and I like that. That's cool. You demonstrate respect, but I can guarantee you demonstrate disrespect in your life as well, because we all do. I do. I'm very respectful in some cases. I'm very disrespectful in some cases. We all demonstrate all traits. So when I refer to values, it's like, what are your life priorities? That's the way that makes the most sense to me. Like, what what are the areas or what are the things that you're spontaneously inspired to fulfill and pursue? It might be your family. It might be spending time with your family. You just love spending time with your kids, your family, your brother, your cousins, your mum, your dad, whatever. You love that. That's awesome. What you might love going to the gym and looking after your health. You might love money. You might love creating wealth. You might love nature. You might love travel. You might love cars. You might love animals. You might love learning. You might love teaching. It doesn't matter. The thing is it doesn't, I'll reword that. It's not that it doesn't matter on what it is. All it matters is it's yours, and everyone is unique. Everyone's individual, and this is the part that took a lot of time for me to really come to terms with. Is because you always obviously get conditioned about certain things, like money doesn't grow on trees, money is the source of all evil, money is evil essentially. And then you watch The Simpsons, you got Mr. Burns on there, who's the man with all the money and the evil guy with the hounds. And it's like money gets portrayed as quite evil and quite bad. So it's like a lot of people get. And growing up for me as well, I especially experienced like family. Like family is meant to be the biggest thing to you. It's like family for me is not a high value of mine. And when I say that, it doesn't mean I don't love them. It just means it's not a high priority for me. I don't need to hang out with them every 2 seconds. That's fine. I catch up with them when I do. I keep in touch with them when I do. And we have a great relationship, but it's not a high priority for me. And to go even deeper on values, and I'll speed this up so I don't get caught on values too much, but values, it's your life priorities, and they come from the voids that you had as a child. So the voids for me, learning. I got told I was stupid, I was dumb, couldn't read, couldn't write, got labeled autistic or Asperger's growing up. Very, very socially awkward character. Still am a little bit. And it was really painful for me. And another one for me was with wealth, was money. So we had a really, I guess, lack of money growing up, and it was quite painful for me. So those voids create your values. And then from that point, guys, now that you've got your values and you figure out who you are, and you can figure that by journaling, by meditating, by spending time with yourself. Obviously hit me up. I can obviously direct you in the right direction of how to do that. A book I would recommend that you can learn this from is called The Values Factor by Dr. John Demartini. He is a phenomenal character human being. So figure out your values. Then you need to get clear on a vision. What is the vision for your life? What does it look like? What does your house look like? What house are you living in? What are you doing for a vocation in terms of your career or your business? What do you fucking love? And to go even deeper on that, a lot of people say, yeah, I love what I do in terms of their work, but if they didn't have to do it to make money, they wouldn't do it. And that means that's not what you truly love. So a question I like asking people, if I was to give you $100 million, not that I have that much money yet, but if I was to give you $100 million and you never had to work ever again, after you've done all the travel, you've bought all the cars, you've bought all the houses, you've done all the nice materialistic fun experience side of things, what would you do? How would you want to spend your day? What would you love to do? And depending what the answer is to that question, you then go find a way to make money doing it, or figure out a way to earn enough income to be able to do that all day, every day without the worry of money. And what do I mean by that? I'll break that down a little bit more. So you figured out your values, number one. Number two, you've created a vision for your life. And within that vision, obviously that entails what you're going to do each day. You're going to wake up, you're going to read, I read, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to have a beautiful family, beautiful kids, you're going to have a beautiful house, you're going to be able to, go for a walk in nature if you love that, go to the beach. What is it that you truly love? But then, of course, after all the, I guess, like I said, the fun materialistic stuff, it's like, okay, well, what are you actually going to do with yourself? Like, there's only so many rounds of golf you can play. There's only so many cocktails you can drink. So that question I asked about the $100 million and getting clear on that, what would you genuinely like to do? Do you love, fashion? Do you love music? Do you love food? Do you love movies? Do you love helping people? Do you love teaching? Do you love learning? And then there's two ways to tackle this. And this is the part where I would highly recommend reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad and learning about trading time for money. Obviously, cash flow quadrant, you've got, triggered again, you've got the employees, self-employed, and business owners, and investors. So cash flow quadrant. Learn money. Learn about trading time for money and how to build real assets and have cash flow coming in. Now, there's two ways, like I was saying, you can tackle this. Is number one, you can either find a way to get paid to do what you love. That is the one that I think is the more powerful one. However, if number two, say for example, you just want to be a parent, you just love kids, you just want to be around kids all day, every day, then it's not necessarily easy to monetize that. So then you want to look at vehicles, excuse me, to make you enough money to where you can have your quality of life that you want in your vision and not have to worry about money. Like, for example, say you build a business. Like, I own gym franchises, I've got online businesses, I've got other things that I'm working on, and they make me enough cash, enough income and cash flow, so I don't have to work. So I get to do what I want every single day. And I say that with pride because I've worked my ass off to get there. But it's like now I wake up, I love learning. I love reading. I love teaching. That's why I'm on this podcast right now. It's like I love learning incredible hacks in terms of psychology, in terms of money, and I love teaching and giving that back because I struggled learning, I struggled teaching, I struggled with money growing up. Those are my voids, so that now those are my values. That's what's intrinsically inspiring for me to do. So that is, I guess, in a nutshell, how I work with people. Obviously, there's a lot of details that you go within that, selecting the right vehicle, overcoming your limiting beliefs, learning how to sell, learning how to scale, learning how to invest your money, stock market, property, crypto, if you're into that world as well. There's a lot of details in that, but I just wanted to give you guys the overall framework because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not that complicated. If you're willing to fucking put in the work, it's not that complicated. You need to, figure out your values. I've got a video on YouTube to show you how to do that. So no excuses. Just go watch it. I think it goes for like 20 minutes. Go watch that video. Number 2, get clear on a vision for your life, a fucking inspiring vision and details. You want details here. What type of parent, what type of kids, what type of house, what type of car, how many people do you want to help, how much money do you want to have, how many countries do you want to travel to, how many people do you want to give back to, how many charities do you want to start. Like, get really, really clear to the point where you get fucking goosebumps and tears of inspiration. And then you need to figure out how you're going to get the financial structure around you to allow you to live that vision. Now, again, you can either monetize that, like what I'm doing. Well, I'm kind of doing both. So I've got vehicles such as the gym franchises, and I've got online businesses, but that's kind of the second part. So I've got gym franchises where it pays enough for me to live, and I'm a pretty low-key person. I live in a pretty low-key house. I drive a fucking Subaru, Subaru Impreza, very basic-ass car. Like, I'm a pretty low-key person when it comes to that type of thing. So my living expenses is actually quite low. I live off very, very, very little amounts of income. So I don't need, to I guess, get out of the rat race, as Robert Kiyosaki would call it, is quite simple for me. And that's actually a high recommendation for you guys, is to lower your expenses. A lot of you guys are spending money on shit that you don't need. You do not need to go partying every weekend. You do not need those fucking clothes. You do not need those. Yes, again, that might inspire you, but until you get to that financial point where you can spend only 10% of your income and live like that, then yes, go do that. Absolutely. But that's where I would really insist for you guys to start to just think about it. Start to ask yourself those questions. What are my values? What do I love? What do I spend my money on? What inspires me? What gives me energy? What's that vision that I have for my life, for my family, for my career, for my relationship, for my health, for my image, for my travels, for my experiences? What's the vision that you have in that life? And then how are you going to put the financial backing behind you to get there? Now, again, you can either pick a vehicle to give you that cash. Could be a business, could be a franchise, could be a network marketing business. I'm a huge fan of network marketing, guys. I am a huge fan. If I was to lose everything, that's where I would start. That's the first, because it is low cost, literally fucking no risk, and all upside. You can scale the shit out of that, and you learn a shitload of skills as well. So big fan of network marketing for anyone that is looking to get started. That's exactly where I would get started. Or obviously, again, or you can learn how to monetize doing what you love. Like, if you love learning and teaching like me, that's what I'm doing. I love learning. I've got online programs. I take one-on-one clients. I do that as well. But it just depends how you want to, I guess, do it. It's your life. Again, it needs to be that inspired life that you want to live. And then last point, obviously, just put in the work. You got to put in the work, guys. If it was easy, everyone would do it. It's simple. It's not easy. It's quite simple. Get clear on your values, get clear on a vision, get clear on a vehicle that you're going to do. I would probably maybe in there find a mentor that could guide you and halve your learning curve, turn decades into days, as Tony Robbins says, and really speed up your progress and your results. That's something I'd probably add in there. But yeah, and then just put in the work, guys. Like, it's literally that simple. So I hope this made sense. I hope you got some value from it. If you did, Send me love, send me a comment, send me a subscribe, send me a message. And if you need any further assistance, guys, send me a message. It's my fucking purpose to help people mentally and financially. So if you need help in any of those two areas, send me a message. I'd love to help out. Have an epic fucking day. I'll chat to you guys soon.